We started our first full day in Dubai at Cara's. This is a restaurant in our hotel downstairs. It's an excellent buffet. Basically, it's an international fare, and we have a review of Cara's buffet elsewhere, which you can go through the link up top. But some of the highlights included their made-to-order French toast, as shown here. After fueling up with a good breakfast, we then left our hotel. One of the nice things about the hotel that we stayed at was that it was very close to the metro station, which the metro system in Dubai is relatively convenient. It was only a couple of blocks away from our hotel, and here you can see the rails that the trains would go on. As we approach the financial center metro station on the red line, you're going to see a very cool design here. This is based on a design metaphor by the design team where they use the idea of a pearl. In the outside, you're going to see a shell-shaped design, and the reason why they chose the pearl as a metaphor is that the old economy in Dubai was based a lot on pearl trade. As we entered into the metro stop, we were greeted with a very nice and cooling, air-conditioned area. Here's a map of the metro lines within Dubai. The main line is going to be the red line, and then the green line kind of gets you to more of the outskirts of the northern part of the city. To ride the metro system, you look at the map and you determine how many different regions that you're going to go through, and based on that, you then can calculate the fee that you would have to pay for that single ride. You can pay per ride, or you can pay a all-day pass. Our first stop was the Dubai Mall. The Dubai Mall is the largest mall in the world based on total area.
Ready for go.
After walking for a few minutes, as well as going on some walking escalators, the walkway opens up into the Dubai Mall, which is this expansive area of just a multitude of different stores from medium end to super high end stuff. As we walk through the mall, we noticed some of the over-the-top and luxurious extravagances that were evident in the Dubai Mall. Here is just one small area of the mall, but this is where a lot of high-end stores were congregated, including high-end fashion houses such as Fendi, Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton, and some others. I can't remember all the names, but you can see here as we pan through the area.
Here we have the grand atrium at the Dubai Mall. We have all the necessary high-end stores here. Tiffany's, little outcropping of Louis Vuitton, but there's like multiple stores of Louis Vuitton in here. Yeah. And then up top, even that Payless shoe store. Yeah, isn't that cool? And our interesting ceiling of the atrium. It's like in Las Vegas here.
Scattered throughout the Dubai Mall, there's some unique art pieces, including this very modern piece with divers jumping off of a cliff along this beautiful waterfall.
Yep.
With all this walking, one can get quite hungry, so the Dubai Mall has a lot of restaurants and eateries, including some pretty common chains from the US like P.F. Chang's, Red Lobster, as well as common fast food places such as McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC. I'm always fascinated by what you can find internationally at US fast food chains throughout the world, and one of the things I did notice in Dubai was that a lot of fast food chains, some of the most popular items were the fried chicken or chicken dishes, such as a KFC. The thing with KFC, though, that I noticed as well was that the original flavor wasn't actually noticed. I didn't really notice it on the menu, but the extra crispy was very popular there. So a little bit different than what I usually find here in the US. In addition to fast food places, I also noticed some pretty high-end stuff such as Shake Shack. Wow, Shake Shack in Dubai? Pretty cool. Another New York store outpost in the Dubai Mall was Magnolias Bakery. They're specialized in cupcakes, so if you love cupcakes and you love Magnolia Bakery, you'll find it in Dubai. Walking through the Dubai Mall, you also see some peculiarities, including this. These are some umbrellas strewn together, multicolored, and it kind of reminded me of the flowers that you'd see in the Wynn Hotel in the lobby. It also kind of reminded me of a piece in the Chihuly Museum in Vancouver. I found it interesting that they would pick umbrellas to put in the Dubai Mall, since it hardly ever rains in Dubai. In the Dubai Mall, if you're into shopping, you'll find almost anything. Well, actually, you will probably find anything. Here, I even found some Totoros. Who would have thought you could find some Japanese toy in Dubai? Besides shopping, you'll also find some pretty unique experiences at the Dubai Mall, including the Emirates A380 experience, where you can test your flying skills in a simulator of the Airbus A380. You can flex your muscles like the Incredible Hulk, or get into a stance like Iron Man. Or if you want to beat the heat and do a few laps on the ice rink, well, they have that there in Dubai as well. Pretty impressive. The rink at the Dubai Mall is pretty interesting in that it uses a refrigeration technology whereby it can create 1.5 inch of ice bed, which is about twice the thickness of an NHL ice rink.
In one of the hottest places in the world, they have this. Wow. I'm speechless.
Another pretty unique attraction at the Dubai Mall is the Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo. It houses over 300 species of different underwater animals, including sharks and rays, and there's a pretty cool 270-degree acrylic walk-through tunnel that'll allow you a unique view of the aquarium.
I see.
As we continued our tour through the Dubai Mall, we noticed a very cool store called Bateel. They specialize in dates, which is a specialty in the Middle East. They also have specialties in chocolates and various gifts. Their true specialty is in the premium field dates, which you can get for 175 dirham per kilogram. We sampled some of these premium field dates and they were truly awesome. So we did buy some and brought them back, and we did a review. You can check out the video from the link above. After charging up with some dates, we then made our way to our next stop, which was the Burj Khalifa. Fortunately, the Burj Khalifa is connected to the Dubai Mall via some indoor corridors.
There we see, that's the Burj Khalifa fountains, not mountains. And I'm gonna pan over here, and there's the Burj Khalifa. And down.
The Burj Khalifa, otherwise known as the Burj Dubai before its inauguration, is a super tall skyscraper in Dubai. It's the tallest structure in the world, standing at 829.8 meters, or about 2,722 feet. The construction of the structure began in 2004 and was finally completed around 2009. The building was finally opened in 2010. The design of the Burj Khalifa also incorporates some Islamic architecture, including historical elements borrowed from the Great Mosque of Samarra. As you navigate your way through to the base of the Burj Khalifa, you can go to the at the top kiosk or store where you can buy your tickets. As noted before, the Burj Khalifa has some of the highest things in the world, including the highest observatory deck. Here's our tickets to the top. You can buy them at that kiosk, or if you want it a little bit more economically priced, you can go to the website and buy it a little bit earlier, not on the day of, but a few days earlier than your visit. Before heading up to the top of the Burj Khalifa, all the visitors are placed into a holding area where you're treated to some Arabian tea, as well as some dates and some fine pastries. It's all you can eat, and there definitely are a lot of dates and pastries there, so please dig in. Once everyone is ready, then you're going to pass through security up ahead here. You'll just go through some metal detectors, but then after that, you will then head up into another walkway, as we'll show next. After clearing security, you're going to go down a set of walkways where you'll see some nice panoramics of the local area and some computer graphic or graphically generated pictorials of some of the architecture and history of the local region. Once you actually get to the base of the Burj Khalifa, you're actually going to go through a walkway area where you'll be flanked by some pretty unique items. On the left, you're going to see these glass panels with some pretty cool artwork with a lot of Islamic motifs. And then on the right, which we'll eventually pan to, there's multiple panels and monitors showing the building of the Burj Khalifa and the whole process that was involved. As we pass along the walkway, here we're panning to the right, and this is one of the monitors that I was talking about. It'll go through various facts about the Burj Khalifa and go through the different process and steps that the Burj Khalifa went through in terms of going from the start to the finish. And our tour guide here actually was going through all this. I wish I could include the audio. Unfortunately, due to YouTube copyright laws, we are not able to do that, especially since there's some copyrighted music in the background. So our apologies. But up ahead here you can see the Burj Khalifa, and unfortunately we can't zoom in, but basically here is a pictorial of how the Burj Khalifa came to life, and at the very end it'll show some important statistics and dates. We then entered the special elevator. Have you ever seen an elevator with 154 floors on it? Well, only at the Burj Khalifa will you see this. The elevator ride was actually quite cool. As you go up the Burj Khalifa, on all the panels of the elevator is going to show various different buildings and their height compared to the Burj Khalifa. Here it includes I believe the Empire State Building kind of comes into light. It's almost like a hologram, and it shows you the height of each of the buildings. Eventually it'll end with the Burj Khalifa as the tallest building, and yeah, pretty nice ride up. Once on the 148th floor, the elevators open and you're greeted with some beautiful flowers as well as some refreshments. In the lobby area, you see the elevators here, but then multiple sofas and sitting areas. On the roof, you see some cool Islamic designs and patterns. And as we pan down, you're going to see the nice large windows. While in the lobby, you're also presented with some extra macaroons and drinks if you like. And we liked. One of the unique items in the lobby area is that framed picture. It's the Burj Khalifa. However, it is the musical piece that's being played in the background while you're in the lobby. It's composed by this artist. The music sheet is arranged in a way such that it becomes or is arranged in the shape of the Burj Khalifa. At the top of the Burj Khalifa, you do have some pretty breathtaking views of Dubai from all the various skyscrapers, which look like tiny little Lego pieces, to the background where you see a lot of the desert of the UAE. So down below you see Sheikh Zayed Road. That's the main road that goes through Dubai. And as I pan up and over to the right, you're going to see northern Dubai up there. And that's the coast. And that is the Persian Gulf in the yonder there. To the distance, you'll see the world islands, an archipelago of artificially created islands created in Dubai. They're in the shape of the various continents of the world. So that's over to the right. Down off in the distance, in the middle of the frame, you're going to see a small structure. I'm zooming in here. And that is the Burj Al Arab, one of the most famous architectural pieces in Dubai. It's a hotel, and it's in the shape of a cell. Quite famous.
So we're out on the Burj Khalifa balcony, 148 or 150th floor. Not as hot and humid as on the ground floor, but as you can see, we are outside. Yep, it is quite a view up here.
There's also a pretty cool multimedia room within the 148th floor lobby area. Here the controls are shown. Two people can use this. Basically, on the screen, you can view through different movies showing the history of Dubai and different parts of Dubai and how it developed over the years. You can make your selections using these controls where, kind of like Iron Man, where Tony Stark's is manipulating things within a 3D space. Well, here, similarly, these controls feel for where your hand is in 3D space, and you can make selections by pointing and holding a certain direction of your hand within the 3D space. Here are a few example movies. For example, here we are seeing the Burj Khalifa and that local area, and here we're seeing the old desert.
So this is possibly the highest restroom and one of the most luxurious restaurants I've been in. We're at the Burj Khalifa's highest floor, and the restroom, men's restroom on the highest floor of the Burj Khalifa.
Along with the pass that we bought to the Burj Khalifa, you also have access to the 124th and 125th floors, which is a little bit lower observatory. Here, we'll show you what views we can get.
Here we have the 125th floor observatory of the Burj Khalifa.
On this floor, there's these multimedia control screens where you can point and it'll show you the view and the historical sites as well as the important attractions in that direction that you're viewing. You can then click into each of those sites and get more information about them. Pretty cool multimedia system. From here, you can then descend down into the 124th floor through this really cool wooden staircase. You still get some pretty nice views. Here you see some more panoramic views of Dubai, and after watching and really taking in the scenery, we then headed off through to the exit area, and of course the obligatory souvenir shop is situated before you can exit. Some of the souvenirs you will find that are somewhat unique would include the camel milk chocolates as seen here. Additionally, you'll also find some premium stuffed dates as well. After viewing the Burj Khalifa at the top, we then came down the elevators, and after exiting through security, then you go through another walkway which shows you the history of the Burj Khalifa in another format. Here it's kind of a chronological display of the construction of the Burj Khalifa, going from building the base, or basically the foundation, and here the numbers you can see on those glass panels are the height of the Burj Khalifa at that particular date. As we continue on with the display, you'll see many models of what the Burj Khalifa looked like at that height. And so here it's 185 meters, and this is what is represented as what the Burj Khalifa looked like at that point. And here is the Burj Khalifa completed. The next attraction we want to go check out was the Burj Khalifa fountains, and you can see it down there. To the left is the Dubai Mall. To get there, we exited through the Dubai Mall and then crossed over this walkway. While waiting for the fountain shows, we went over to the Souk Al Bahar, which was just right across from the Dubai Mall, and you can see some really cool architecture and designs that are prevalent in the Islamic world.
Pretty cool architecture here. A lot of gold. Wow. souk atrium, this is what it is. Okay, dinosaur.
With no surprise, Dubai also has a pretty over-the-top dinosaur display here. This dinosaur actually is not from the Middle East, it's actually from, I believe, North America, but nonetheless, it is a cool dinosaur display, kind of right out of Jurassic Park, set right in the middle of the Dubai Mall complex. But in any case, here's some historical information about this dinosaur, otherwise called Dubai Dino. After cooling off and resting a little bit in the Dubai Mall complex, we then came out and got our spot for the fountain show at the Dubai Mall, or the fountains at the Burj Khalifa. Fountain show was at about the time of sunset, so it really made for some beautiful reflections off the water. Here's the fountain show at the fountains of the Burj Khalifa. It's gonna shoot up some water, and as you probably can guess, it looks a lot like the fountain shows at the Bellagio. So I believe the whole system is a similar system used at the Bellagio. But the only thing is, it's much larger, much more expansive, and just way more over the top than even the Bellagio. Pretty impressive show, I have to say, and the music that they played was, of course, native to that area, so some Arabic or Middle Eastern music in the background. We can't play that here, unfortunately, because of copyright laws again from YouTube, but nonetheless, you get the idea. Beautiful sunset, just a romantic view, so for you couples who ever visit Dubai, definitely this is a great place to go. Whereas for us visitors, we really wanted to come check out the choreographed water show because we've seen it at the Bellagio and wanted to see just how impressive it was. And given that Dubai is known for going over the top on these displays, this definitely did not disappoint. The Dubai Fountain, or the fountains near the Burj Khalifa, is the world's largest choreographed fountain system. It's set on this huge man-made lake, otherwise known as the Burj Khalifa Lake, and it's, I believe, about 30 acres in size. It was designed by a California-based company responsible for the same fountains at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. The Dubai fountains are illuminated by over 6,000 lights and, I believe, 20 some odd colored projectors. The system can shoot water up to 500 feet into the air, and it's accompanied by various music. So reportedly the cost was 800 million AED, or translated to about $220 million US. After the show, we then went back to our hotel, rested a little bit, and then came out for a light dinner. We were hankering for some Middle Eastern food, and we came here. I won't even try to pronounce or attempt to pronounce the name. Interestingly, right outside the restaurant, we saw this. One of our favorite cars, the Ferrari 458. This is kind of like your neighborhood kind of eatery, and you have a neighborhood Ferrari 458, only in Dubai. This may be a reason, or a contributing reason, to why the Dubai police have BMWs for police cars. Meanwhile, back at dinner, we ordered some very refreshing drinks, including the lime mint drink, as well as a watermelon-based drink. We ordered some very crunchy and very chickpea-ish falafels, as well as a salad with some pomegranates. The Levantine bread with the falafels and the salad really went well together, especially with the vinegar that was added in. Here we have some Levantine macaroon, or otherwise known as lamb sausage. These are lamb sausages with coriander seed and mixed spices in a kind of a sour, vinegary sauce. The vinegary sauce definitely helped cut through the grease of the lamb sausage, but quite a treat. Afterwards, after getting back to the hotel, we went to the lounge and we had a nightcap as well as some desserts. After this event-filled day of walking around and seeing various sights, we were ready for bed, so we turned in after this. Hey, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave some comments and like it down below. If you enjoy these types of videos and food reviews, please also subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.